Here's a really cool feature that Facebook introduced lately, and I can highly encourage you to use it. In chapter number 2, we covered different audience building strategies. We learned that typically you scale CPA campaigns with lookalike audiences, and lookalike audiences require a seed audience. And there are different ways to build a seed audience. One way to build a seed audience was to start off with a traffic campaign to gather initial pixel data, and then you grab the data that you got from your traffic campaign, you turn it into a custom audience, then a lookalike audience, and then you launch a second campaign, a conversion campaign with the lookalike audience and the seed audience that you built with the first campaign, the traffic campaign. So it's kind of a sequential way of launching campaigns. In order to get initial pixel data, you want to start with a traffic campaign and then move on to a conversion campaign. Now, this is actually a problem because it takes time, it's not very efficient, and more importantly, there have been very few advertisers who did it this way. They start off with a conversion campaign right away, and the problem was that, especially if they optimized for an event very deep in the funnel, the pixel wasn't gathering enough data, and that resulted in delivery issues and pretty bad performance. Therefore, Facebook introduced this feature here, which essentially allows you to start with a conversion campaign right away, even though you have 0 pixel data. And the algorithm is essentially optimizing for link clicks first until it gathered sufficient amount of data, and then the algorithm is optimizing for conversions. So essentially, the first optimization phase represents what you have been doing with the traffic campaign, and the second optimization phase is the conversion campaign, the second campaign you launched after you started with the traffic campaign. This is a really amazing feature, and you should definitely use it. So when you start a conversion campaign, Facebook is asking you whether you want to optimize for link clicks until there is enough data to optimize for conversions. And there are actually 2 optimization modes, standard and extended. Standard means that the algorithm switches from link clicks optimization to conversions after you got either at least 1,000 link clicks or 15 to 25 conversions, or after 7 days. And the extended optimization mode stops with link click optimization only after 15 to 25 conversions. Now, what optimization mode should you select? It depends on how much time and how much budget you have. If the time you have is very limited, you're under time pressure, and also if your budget isn't really as big as it should be, then go with standard. And if you have more budget or more time, go with the extended mode, because that represents also our funnel optimization methodology. Moving on to the next optimization goal after we got about 25 conversions a week. Long story short, this is a really great feature. It will make your life a lot easier, so I can just highly encourage you to use it. You can still start off with a traffic campaign if you want to, and then move on to a conversion campaign. But the point I want to make, it's not really necessary. The only decision you have to make with this feature is whether you want to deploy the standard optimization methodology or extended. Again, if you have more budget or a bit more time, there is no time pressure. Go with the extended optimization mode, because the algorithm switches from link clicks to conversions only if it learned to distinguish a converter from a non-converter.